Hi, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is the Pisces Collective Finance reading. Today is the 27th of July, but whenever it hits your feed is when it's likely to be relevant, as it is a timeless reading. Now, it could be your past, present, or your future. If you don't find a message in here, though, please do check your other placements. You may find a message in there. If you do like your message today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed already and you like your message, please subscribe and you will get notifications to let you know whenever it is that I release new content. If you do like it, like I say, if you just hit that thumbs up button, that would be amazing. It will help spread the video to anyone else that needs to hear the message. So let's get into it. Spirit, can we get some cards for finance, please, for Pisces? Now, just to confirm, I'm not a qualified financial advisor. This is simply some information Spirit would like to convey with regards to a particular financial circumstance that it feels that the collective of Pisces need to know about. So if you do want qualified professional help, please seek that from a qualified professional, where they'll be able to give you investment advice and loads of other stuff. Right. Can we get some more cards, please, Spirit, for Pisces? Thank you. Two more, please, Spirit. Okay, so the overall energy we have is the Three of Wands, and that is in the reverse. So that is telling me that at the moment you're not really looking into making investments, or you don't really make investments as such. So that could be that you're not looking to start anything new. It could be that you don't have anything existing with regards to optimizing your money. Now, investments could be anything to do with your free time, your employment, anything where you may exert energy into increasing your finances, but it can also be any money that you may have as well. So the usual kind of investments, stocks, shares, property, antiques, whatever it is that you may feel that you could invest into. So at the moment it's suggesting that you've not really got anything planned, you're not looking at anything new. Potentially you may not even have a job. You may be not really you don't really have anything to invest potentially. So that is something that is an underlying theme. That's your overall energy. Now, in your very current circumstances, we have a Two of Swords in the reverse, and we also have a King of Wands in the reverse. Now, that Two of Swords is telling me that you don't really think anything over either. So you've got no investments and you don't think anything over when you do come to spending your money, or when a opportunity for an investment comes up, because you're just not taking the opportunity, you're not investing. So even if something comes up, you're not interested. This King of Wands is telling me that you don't really have a great financial wisdom. So yeah, it's like you wouldn't, how do I put it? I wouldn't come to you for financial advice, is a polite way of putting it, because your financial knowledge isn't particularly great. If you are one of those people where you do have great financial knowledge, you may not be passing it on. But this is suggesting to me that your financial knowledge isn't particularly good. That's possibly why you're not investing into anything. Again, whether that's time, energy, or money itself, possibly because you've got some sort of blockage where it comes to how you can increase your finances. Let's get some clarification on that Two of Swords and King of Wands. But yeah, it's suggesting that, people wouldn't necessarily come to you for advice with regards to money. Maybe you're somebody that you more likely go to somebody else for advice. Maybe you're not particularly stable. Obviously, you don't seem to be interested in investing your money or your energy into anything. So I can probably understand why people wouldn't come towards you as such, because people gravitate towards people that are successful, or they want to learn from people that are successful, and they've already got what or you've already got what they want. Right, so we've got the Moon and the Queen of Pentacles that have come out to the side. Is a bit of a challenge for at the moment to clarify that Two of Swords and the King. So we've also got the Nine of Swords in the upright and the Three of Wands that's jumped out as well. So that Moon card is suggesting that you dream big with regards to your finances, but you either dream where you know that you're going to need a lot of money for certain things and you find that challenging, or you're aware that you don't need much money for certain dreams. But either way, it's like you find it challenging to finance your dreams. The Queen of Pentacles is telling me that you also find it a challenge to have enough money to potentially fulfill those dreams. So to me, it seems like you either don't have much money at all, because some dreams don't take much money, and you're aware of that with that Moon card, but it is a challenge, or your dreams that you've got that involve money are very elaborate and take a lot of money, and you're struggling with that Queen of Pentacles because you don't have the money that you need in order to gain it, possibly because you don't have the right financial knowledge behind it. But yeah, this Nine of Swords as well then is telling me that you do dwell on losses quite a lot. So potentially you've had some financial losses in the past, and that's possibly why you're not interested in investing anymore. Maybe you've had certain losses. Maybe you've lost a job. Maybe you've lost money from an investment. But it's suggesting to me that you are dwelling on that quite a lot. Now, your finances can improve if you stop dwelling on it, but you are doing a lot of overthinking where that's concerned. And that's potentially why you don't want to think about investments, possibly because you've lost money from them in the past, like I say. Or it could even be a job. That's what, and you might not be considering that you want to get back into employment at the moment. This Three of Wands is also confirming that it's, again, the same as the overall energy. You're not interested in investing at the moment. You don't see the point. It is not something you are currently looking to do. So again, whether that's time, energy, money, you're just not wanting to do that at this point in time. Now, in your blockages, we have this Four of Pentacles. Now, that Four of Pentacles is telling me that you may have had a loss in the past, and you're feeling lonely because of it. Now, you're also not really considering what is important to you in life at the moment because of those losses. You're just purely dwelling on whatever it is you've lost. You're not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking of ways of improving it. So you could actually be in quite a dark place at the moment with regards to your finances. You could be in a really dark place trying to claw your way out. You could be having a lot of despair, thinking that things are never going to get any better. And you're just dwelling on whatever money it is that you've lost, or whatever job it is that you've lost, instead of trying to improve your circumstances and look for something new. You're not appreciating what you've got around you or what you've already accomplished. Get one more card, please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Swords in the reverse, the Nine of Wands in the reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles to clarify that Four of Pentacles. So that Queen of Swords is telling me that, again, you're not looking at any sort of investment opportunities. You're not interested in them. You don't even seek any sort of clarity because you're just shunning them. You're not bothered at all. You don't really want them to come anywhere near you. Again, this Nine of Wands is telling me that when you have invested in the past, it's not been particularly safe. So again, you're not interested in trying to make any current type of investment because you don't feel like anything's safe enough. That Ten of Pentacles it is telling me though that you have had a bit of a payout, possibly some inheritance, maybe redundancy, maybe you've won a court case, maybe you've got some compensation, something along those lines. And it is telling me that you are using that wisely at the moment, but you're not interested in investing that into anything else either. So maybe you do have a lump sum in the bank that you're currently relying on, but you're not currently investing that into anything because you're worried about it, you're worried about things not being safe. You're worried about the losses. Now this, like I say, it could be that you may have lost a job, that it could be a redundancy payment that you've got. You're not currently looking for anything new job wise because you're using your redundancy payments to make your way through at the moment. You're not currently looking for anything else. It could very well be that you have just, like I say, it could just be that you've won something, or you've been gifted some money potentially, and you just don't want to invest it into anything. You're not looking to make that money work for you because things are too risky. The property market might be up and down all over the place. Cars, who knows whether electric or petrol or diesel's going to be the one that you want to invest in, because you don't know what's going on in the future. It might be that you can't afford certain investments. It could be that certain stocks or shares that you might be interested in, and the stock market's too volatile. It could be any number of things that you don't want to invest in. Now, your core belief that's contributing towards this blockage, we do have this Six of Swords. Again, that's come out in a challenge position. So that Six of Swords is telling me that you do find it very challenging to explore and look at different types of investments. Potentially that's why you're not doing anything with it, because you don't want to. It's like you struggle learning it, potentially because your financial knowledge isn't the best with that King of Wands. So it might be something where you don't understand some of the terminology that comes out, which could be why then you don't want to invest into certain things, because you're not 100% sure if it's safe enough to. It could just be simply that you don't even look at learning from what you've got already. So maybe you've had certain things happen to you in the past and you find it quite challenging to look at the past to learn from it. Possibly where you've been dwelling on possible losses that you've already had. Can you learn from that? Or what can you learn from that? What good can you take from it? If it's a loss of a job, you've had the experience in that job. Can you take that into a new job? If it's a loss of finances based on, I don't know, some other sort of investment, what can you learn from that? What did you do? What was it about? Did you do any research? Was there anything you could have anticipated? Was there anything you could have done to reduce down the losses at the time? What can you learn from it? Let's get some clarification of that Six of Swords. I mean, it could even be for some of you that you may have financially lost out because of an ending of a partnership. Now, this isn't a love reading, so that's why I'm not really saying much on that. But it is something that I have picked up as I'm going along. Now, it's not going to be relevant for everybody, but it could potentially be that you may have lost some finances. Maybe you're going through a divorce, or maybe you've separated from someone and you've lost money that way, and you're not you're not interested in investing your time and your energy into anything that might make you more stable. So maybe you're not looking for any other relationship that could improve your finances, because normally joint incomes are more beneficial than one income sometimes. But it could be that you're not interested in looking at investing your energy into that at the moment, and that will only be relevant to a few of you. Like I say, it's just an impression that's come through, so I felt the need to voice that one. Right, so we do have the Ace of Cups, the Two of Pentacles. Now they've both come out in the reverse, and we've got the Page of Wands in the upright to clarify that Six of Swords. So that Ace of Cups then is suggesting that you don't even look at what's offered where new opportunities are coming in. You're not interested. So again, something's happened and you're not interested at all. You're just not really bothered about taking a look at it. So you're missing a lot of opportunities that are coming your way. That Two of Pentacles is telling me that, again, you are not even looking at avoiding debts. So potentially you may be spending a little bit more money than what you can afford. You may be in a bit of debt at the moment that you might be struggling to clear off. But it's suggesting that potentially in the past you may not have avoided debts that were difficult to pay off. That could be where you may have lost out on something, because you might have got yourself into a little bit of debt that you struggled to pay off then. Now that Page of Wands is telling me that maybe you could have lost your money by investing onto a holiday. This Page of Wands is saying that you invest into into some sort of exciting trip. He's saying that you wanted to go away, maybe a holiday, maybe a business trip. It's just going away somewhere, paying money to go traveling. But potentially you may have lost money because of that. Maybe you got scammed when you booked a holiday, and now you're not really interested in investing in anything like that because of what's happened in the past. Or it could even be that that's the only type of investment that you're willing to spend money on, is to go on holiday. It might even be that you've bought a holiday home potentially, and that's the only thing that you're willing to make any sort of investment into. Now what you can do to improve your situation, we have this Eight of Pentacles. Now that Eight of Pentacles is telling me that you need to put in effort in order to increase your finances, but you will be recognised for those efforts that you are putting in. It does suggest that you do need to put in a lot of hard work as well. So you need to put in a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, and it will start to improve. Where to me, most of this looks like you're not willing to put in any effort. It doesn't feel like you're interested in doing anything. So this is telling me that you actually need to start putting in some effort. It could be that in the past, if it was a job, you may have lost a job and you don't feel like you've been recognised for all the hard work that you were doing. But this is suggesting that you will have that recognition. So whether you get a phone call from that old employer asking you to come back, because they've realised they can't actually do the job without you, whether it's a case of you get a new employer and somebody you used to work with, is there that is quite happy to say how great you were at your last job. It could even be that you've learnt that many skills at your old job that your new job thinks that you're absolutely amazing when you start it. Right, so we've got the World, the Star, and they're both in the upright, and then we've got the Ten of Wands in the reverse to clarify this Eight of Pentacles. So that World card then is telling me, again, be productive. So being productive to earn, save or invest your money. Making sure that you're working hard, putting in the effort. The Star card is telling me that you will achieve success. But in order to achieve it, you need to look to people that are already successful. So potentially you may know some people that have already got what you want. Maybe it's a case of you getting a mentor. Maybe you go on some sort of training course, but it's getting advice from people that have already got what you want or got where you want to be, finding out how they've done it, and looking at how they've done it, and actually really evaluating it and making a plan that isn't, how do I put it, some people think that they know how to get where they want to go, but they've got no point of reference to get them there. This is like making a plan to get where you want, but referencing what people have already done because you know it's going to work because it worked for them. Now, this 10 of Wands is telling me that you need to also remember that money isn't a burden, okay? It's not tiresome, it's not a burden. You need to look at it as some sort of investment opportunity that you can actually, that can grow. So whether that's investing it into yourself to, like I say, to get a mentor, to potentially do a bit of a course to improve some skills, whether it's just investing in your well-being, it is something that you need to look at as some sort of opportunity, okay? It's not something that you should be considering as a burden, because yes, it can be quite stressful if you feel like you haven't got enough. But once you've learned how to manage money, potentially this is what this, looking at people that are successful in managing their finances, potentially looking at people that have managed to invest successfully, how have they managed to invest successfully, asking them, the worst thing you can do, not the worst thing, but if you really, really wanted to know how somebody become a CEO of a company, how did they get there? You'll find that most CEOs will have a direct email address. Sometimes it goes to their PA, but you can email them and ask them, and you'd be surprised at how many might actually respond, because there's a lot of them out there that are quite helpful when it comes to giving advice. You'd be surprised at how many podcasts there are, TED Talks, podcasts, YouTube videos from CEOs of companies or people that are successful in investing in stocks and shares to give advice on it all. Now, that's not saying that you need to go and look at people that believe, that they've got a lot of success in pyramid schemes as such, because we all know that pyramid schemes are just a load of junk, and it's only the people at the top that actually make money off a pyramid scheme. So do try not to get carried away with any of those. But, it is telling me that there are resources out there. It is something where you do need to look at people that have already got where you want to be or got what you want, and seek how they got there. And it should increase your financial knowledge as well when you do it, and it will probably then it might say encourage you, excite you, make you want to invest into something. Now, if you do manage to do all of this and improve your productivity, your savings, your earnings, if you do manage to do all of that, you end up with this Page of Wands in the reverse. Now, that Page of Wands, again, he's telling you to try not to invest too much into some sort of trip. So maybe you had a big trip planned over here. He's telling you to hold off on it at the moment. Maybe the trip that you are planning isn't quite what you're after, but he is suggesting that you need to hold off on that trip for a little bit longer. Let's get some clarification on that. It could even be that by the time you realised, or by the time you've hit that or got to that point, that the trip that you thought you wanted isn't the trip that you actually want anymore. And it could be that your whole idea of whatever travel, holiday, business trip, or whatever it is, could even just be a move. Maybe you were looking at moving away and restarting somewhere. So we've got a 5 of Pentacles. Come out to the side to clarify. We've also got a 2 of Swords in the reverse and a 7 of Wands. So that 5 of Pentacles then is telling me that you may need to look at some parental issues that with regards to money. Maybe there's something that you could learn about your finances from what may have happened to your parents. Maybe there were certain debts that they got into, certain behaviours that they had with regards to spending money or with regards to work. And it's suggesting that you need to examine that. It could be quite challenging, but it is something that does need to be looked into, because there is something that you need to learn from that. And what I believe that is something to do with not thinking over investments, because that 2 of Swords is telling me about, again, ignoring any investment opportunities, or if something does come up, you're not actually looking at it and thinking about it properly. You may just either be ignoring it or just jumping straight into it. Now, this 7 of Wands is also telling me to look at what is draining your funds, and cut some spending there. So that could potentially be why you are not wanting to book that holiday just yet, if it is a holiday, or go on that trip just yet, because you haven't got quite enough just at the moment. It could be that you may need to look at where you are spending your money and possibly cut some extra funds out, and that way you might even be able to have an even better trip, because you might be looking at it as being a really exciting trip that you could go on, and you want to go there as quick as possible, but you get the cheapest deal, and then it's going to be an absolute crap holiday. This is suggesting that you might need to just get a little bit more money, because then it would be a trip of a lifetime potentially. But there's definitely something that you need to look at with regards to any historic parental money issues. But like I say, that you could find that a little bit challenging. If you've got parents like mine, they don't like opening up about money. If my mum and dad ever watch these, I love you lots. Luckily, none of them are Pisces. That doesn't mean they won't watch them though, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, any of my parents my parents will not talk about money. It is like the subject that is not to be spoken about. I don't know why, because it's nothing to be embarrassed about. If you're struggling, you're struggling. If you're not, you're not, Let people learn from it if you're not struggling. Right, we're going to pull you an Angel of Abundance card now to see if there's any more messages that Spirit would like to convey. Spirit, can we get an Angel of Abundance card, please? Thank you. Okay, so you've got release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you do not have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire you rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. So again, looking at people that are successful and learning from them, not just being jealous of it, okay? Right, I hope that has given you Pisceans some ideas of what you can do to improve your finances. If you did like your message today, please hit that thumbs up button. It will help spread the message to anybody else that needs to hear it. Good luck, and thank you for joining me.